sales is prospecting. So never forget that Steve Harris will be here next week. And if there's anybody who knows how to pitch anything, it's Steve Harris. And Steve Harris is one of the top salespeople I also know as well. So you don't want to miss that session. So today, I'll be sharing with you on prospecting because many of us don't prospect. And if you don't prospect, right, that your capacity to sell is going to be hindered. And one of the things I learned about selling is that people don't hate selling. People hate rejection, right? Because everywhere you go, you sell. Many of us don't know. If you're a wife, you are selling to your husband. So if you have been receiving no from your husband, it is how you've been selling. Because selling is helping your prospects make an informed decision on what is beneficial to them. I used to think that selling is, oh, you know, they want to help me. They want to help me. The moment I shifted my paradigm from they are trying to help me to I am trying to help them take an informed decision that transforms their life. And that's why when I find myself in an environment, I introduce myself in a curious manner that will want to make you engage me. So if you ask me, oh, Praise, what do you do? I can tell you my work is to make your life better. There is no way, no matter your level, no matter what you have earned, no matter who you are, if I say I want to make your life better, the first thing is you are looking at my audacity. Then you are curious to know what do I do to make your life better? Now that helps me, helps me build rapport, gives me leverage to begin to question, because selling is actually the act of questioning to know your need and to be able to show you how what I have can help you meet your need within the fastest possible time at the cheapest possible rate available. So I was talking to a woman this week, you know, someone had recommended her and she wanted coaching, and I had charged her $5,000 US. Now, I mean, she immediately said to me, oh, Praise, you know, I want to have this. I'm desperate to have this, but I cannot afford this at the moment, you know, because it's a bit too, much for me. So I asked her, I said to her, you know, it's because you're thinking about it in terms of $4,000, but what exactly do you want? She told me what she wants. If you claim you want what you want, what is the cost of getting what you want? And what is the cost of not having what you want? So we began to talk. By the time she realized that what she had to go through and the cost of not having it is way much more than the 5,000, then we arrived at the point where she realized that, Praise, wait a minute, I think I am cheating you at even $5,000, but my reality right now is very, very bad. I can't even do more than 2,500. So I said to her, okay, you know what? I am going to take out $1,000, all right? But I can't do less than 4,000. If you have someone who can do it, then I would gladly release you. But I'll tell you that you won't get it anywhere better, you know. And then she came back to say, oh, Mr. Praise, I really want to work with you. You know, I've experienced you in this short time of having conversation, and I look forward to having you and blah, 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 blah. Then I said to her that what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to allow you pay monthly, all right? But I won't go below 4,000. Eventually, she went to think about it, and she said to me, Praise, okay, so let's do it, right? And that was the first person I sold to this week. There was another person I sold to, you know, who was pricing me and blah, blah. Eventually, we arrived at about $5,000 and things like that, right? But you see, it starts with prospecting. So today, I am going to be sharing with you what prospecting is all about. It's a course I have had to learn over time. And I think if there's anything I know how to do very well, I love to prospect. And prospecting for me, it's about relationship. And that's why I always say to people that if you don't master relationship, you would realize that you can't get what you think you want. A lot of people want to live a higher life, but their mind is shrunk. They live life at the frequency of what they're earning. They live life within the limits of their bank account. There is nothing in your bank account that can make you prosperous, and it can't take you to where you want to be at the end of your life. As a matter of fact, what you have in your bank account cannot deliver the life you want. So if you cannot deliver the life you want, you first want to audit the people in your life. When you have a need, what are the first few names that show up in your mind? If the names that show up in your mind are your family members, something is fundamentally wrong with you, right? It actually also shows that you cannot outgrow the circle you were born into, except wherein your family members are Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Jack Ma. If those are your family members, then you're fine. If they, however, they are not your family members, then you will know that you are very selfish if all you do with your life is to wire your life around your family member, which is what many of us do. You are so in love with your siblings that you never extend your tentacles outside of them. Now, so everyone is struggling at their level, and you think, oh, after all, there's something registered at the back of your mind that if I run into trouble, they'll bail me out. Now, that is a defeatist mentality. It's a shallow mentality. What if you change it to, if they run into trouble, I can bail them out? That is why I don't like the prayers that says, God, send me helpers of destiny. I believe that I pray, and I think that's what you should begin to pray, that God, make me other people's helpers of destiny. Now, think of it in terms of resources. If all you think about is, I want God to send me helpers of destiny, then your resources in their hand. If, however, you want God to make you people's helpers of destiny, their resources are in your hand. So imagine if God puts the resources of 1 million people in your hand, how much will you be worth? Bill Gates, an entire generation of resources is in the hand of Bill Gates, and you can see what he has done with it, right? So what if the entire help of Africa is in your hand? How much would you be worth? But you see, it starts with prospecting. I love what Brian Tracy says. You know, I'm a lecturer. I'm a teacher, so I'm very methodical in the way I teach. So you pay attention, right? Brian Tracy says, approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem or achieving a goal, not of selling a product or service. It's one of the fundamentals of sales that you must never forget. The job is not to sell a product and service. I don't even sell products and services. I sell solutions. I sell experience, right? I sell feeling. It's about how I make you feel. That is why we have a policy in my organization that says that we must always offer the customer much more than they pay for. So there is a job I'm doing, you know, that it's about $5,000 kind of thing, right? By the time I showed the customer what they stand to get, the man said to me, Praise, wherein is your profit? And I smiled, right? That you need to show the customer, right, how what you have can help them solve a problem and achieve a goal, and not come and buy. You now begin to blackmail people, and you don't take care of me now, you won't buy from me now. I saw someone put that on, wrote a book, and that's one of the mistakes people make. You've been told, write a book. You don't have an audience that can pay, but you have gone to write a book. I did that, my first book. I was the only one reading the book and buying the book myself. You can't blackmail people into buying a product they don't need or getting a solution they don't need. Your job is to make them say. There was a point in time, family life therapy does not sell in Africa. That was what I was told. I was told it wasn't going to sell. I gave myself 7 years of churning out content in the media, showing people the need to buy, then it's become a lot more lucrative right now. So you can always sell anything if you can help your customer see how what you have can help them solve a problem. So here are the fundamentals I will share on prospecting. Number one, until you're clear about who you truly need, who truly need the solutions you offer, you are shadow boxing. Many of us, you're writing a book, you don't have the ideal the persona of the customer in mind. So by the time you finish the solution, you now say, who will need this thing? Don't know. You should start from what the market needs, because the goal of, the power of the consumer is to dictate what the producers produce. So when people say to me, Olamide Bado, Naira Marley, they are spoiling our children. No, they are not spoiling your children. They are feeding on what the market needs. So if you see them selling, then don't convince yourself that your market is moral. Now, market is not moral. As long as you are seeing Naira Marley as 2 million views, 1 million views, and you are seeing maybe a pastor, a preacher has 20 views, then it's a feedback from the market that the market doesn't want what you claim you are selling. The market, what the product they want is this lewd content this guy is singing, because the market is not moral. The market responds to emotion and feeling. So if you don't understand how to deploy the language of the market, you are going to lose out. Number two, the prospect is not interested in buying. The prospect is interested in becoming happy. You need to understand that, right? To assume that he's interested in buying, is a costly assumption. And assumption is the lowest level of learning, right? A lot of good people don't sell successfully because they are so good that they expect the world to be emotional about their goodness and the world to subscribe to their moral values. It doesn't work that way. The prospect doesn't want to buy, is interested in becoming happy. Can you make the prospect happy, right? I worked with, my first job was to work with commercial sex workers. I used to go to the brothel and I'll sit with them and they will respond to me. Now, those girls, I learned a lot from the way they were prospecting. And one of them said to me that, do I know that it's not all our customers that have sex with her? I said, really? Then she said to me that most of my customers, especially the high profile ones, they come because they want to be happy. So what they come to do is they come to unburden. Maybe their wife has given them stress at home. So they come, they lie on my chest, they put their head on my breast, and they begin to open up about their challenges because they trust me that their secret is going to be safe with me. After the awards, they pay me, say they don't even have sex at the end of the day. That was quite shocking. Then I realized that those guys want to be happy. People will always pay for whatever makes them happy. Number three, if your approach is assisting people become happy, then you will discover every prospect you need. So you're asking, how can I make people happy today? In our organization, when you call, we say, how do we honor you today? So how can I make people happy? How can I make the husband happy? How can I make the wife happy? That is why I never take positions on most controversial issues. So they say, oh, this man has a scandal, or this man committed adultery, or that woman. I never judge. You know why? I am a salesperson. The person who committed adultery and the person that was cheated on, both of them need me. My money is in their hand. If I take a position and I say the man is a useless man, then I have lost the man. I have won the wife. The man would think I am biased. If I look at the woman and I say, so what is the big deal? Then I'm not showed empathy. I have lost the woman. I have lost the man. So when I'm neutral, a lot of people will say, praise, you are not saying anything, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand that my market is standing between the living and the dead. And I cannot be a judge over those who are supposed to come to me to come and become happy. I am supposed to help them happy. So I'm loyal to that end. I am not a judge. I am not a commentator. My job is not to pass judgment, right? No, my job is to be neutral and to be desirable for them to come to so that they can solve their problem. But many of you want to sell, but at the same time, you're already a judge over those you want to sell to. How do they buy product from? There is no way people will buy from you if they don't like you. Number four, prospects are always around you, but oftentimes you are blind to them because you can't connect your solution to their critical need. Everywhere you go, one of my mentors taught me many years ago to keep a journal called Prospects Journal. So if you check all my parchment, you will see a lot of prospecting. So in prospecting, you would see me, the people who work with me know, when we want to prospect a client in the office, for the benefit of time, we won't have time to share that. We would dimension the person. And we are not emotional when we're dimensioning the person. So if we say Akinroko, we want to collect his money, we dimension him. Who is Akinroko? What does he like? What does he hate? Where does he hang out? Who can talk to him? Who does he listen to? Okay, does he have a side chick? We go as far as that. Does he have a side chick? If he doesn't have if he has a side chick, we can activate the side chick. We are not moral. We want to deliver on a product or service on our bottom line. Then we check. Where's the best place to hang out with him? Do we become a member of his church? Right? And that's why sometimes when I'm prospecting and I dimension that, I look at the man, if the man is a supporter of Manchester United or Chelsea, I become a Chelsea fan. I do my background because the first thing I need is rapport, right? If the man is maybe goes to Winners Chapel, I'll give you an example. I wanted to prospect a man called Dr. Gaga. Dr. Gaga used to be on TV. I don't know where he is right now. I wanted to prospect him. I did my dimensioning. I knew that this guy attends Winners Chapel. So I got his phone number. I had done my homework. I know what the first two questions he likes to answer. So what did I do? I called him, and the first thing I said was, "Bless you, sir." And you know that winners, they greet themselves, "Bless you." I didn't say hello. I said, "Bless you, sir." Immediately he had "bless you." He said, he didn't even allow me to say anything. He said, "Where have you been? Where have you been? I was looking for you after church." I apparently thought I was someone else. I said, "Sir, I've also wanted to see you as well. When can I come by the house?" He said, "What are you doing now?" I said, "I'm a bit free." He said, "Okay." He gave me the address. That was how I showed up in his house. As I showed up, he now realized I wasn't the one he thought he wanted to see. But you know what he said? He said, "Well, young man, all things work together for good. Since you have come, God brought you. What can I do?" I pitched my content to him, and I got a yes. Now, what gave me access was as simple as "bless you." I don't have to like TB Joshua. If I want to sell to TB Joshua, I am going to greet Emmanuel, right? So you need to understand that you cannot retain yourself and sell to the customer. You need to adjust to the dynamics and the reality of the customer to know the loophole through which you can come in. Now, life is all about relationships, and your decision to accord people the highest form of treatment at every time will open doors to you. You cannot go wrong with honor, and it always opens to the man who is always looking for what to give as against what to get. Now, if your default mode is what to get, you will be desperate. I mean, Diola and I were having a conversation about sales the other day, and we're looking at the way people try to sell. And we realized that a lot of people love the crowd, they don't love the people. If you love the crowd and you don't love the people, very soon the people will move away from you and the crowd will go. But if you love the people genuinely, they will stick with you because they will know that it's not always about the money. It's about the solution you want to offer. But there's a downside to it as well. You cannot also now offer solution at the expense of your bottom line. You always have to keep that in mind. So when you lose a battle, make sure you don't lose the war. Sometimes you lose a battle so that you can win the war. But many people are not willing to lose the battle. So there are jobs I will offer for free because I tell people, if your solution truly works, then you will be willing to show up. So when I see people come to me, and Mr. Praise, they come with graph, we've dimensioned your social media, we can increase your social media from 44,000, that is honestly, the 44,000 following me, I don't even know how they followed me. Honestly, I agree organically. We can improve it to 100,000. The person talking to me, I'm looking at him. So I'm asking him, so how much will this cost? And he's saying, "Mr. Praise, 2.5 million naira. Then I'm looking at him, I'm asking for his handle. What's your own handle? His handle is, but whatever. I got a check, and this guy has 1,200 followers. Now, that already says to me that he can't even do it for himself. Then, before, it took a long time for the people in my office to understand this. I said to them that, how you know that these guys can really work is let them take a nobody that nobody knows. Market does not know the person is not acceptable, and let them train the person and grow is whatever. You realize that oftentimes they struggle to do that. So I said to the guy, what if we do it this way, right? You want to sell, I want to sell. Why don't you sell on my timeline, look at all our products, do all this your magic, from whatever you generate, I'll pay you 50% of whatever you generate. Then they are willing to do it. Then they say to you, it doesn't work that way. Then I'm surprised. Then it means that you cannot deliver on what you are promising me. Because I praise for way. If I have a solution that can deliver, I am going to offer it for free to prove to you that this one works. Yoruba people say that if your juju is powerful, you can hit it on your head. Many people trying to sell, they are not convinced that their solution can work. I had a guy come to me to sell insurance to me. He came to my office many years ago. He wanted me to, he's trying to sell insurance. Then he's saying I should do life assurance policy for 5 million or something like that. The guy himself doesn't look like someone who has seen 100,000 before. And I had to tell him, in fact, everything he was saying to me, he was telling me, blah, blah, blah. I told him, I said, pause. I said, this statement you just made now, you know, it's not your statement. He said, really? I said, this was the person who made this statement. You have been following him. So you are the person who made this statement was my colleague when we were both learning consulting. And that statement is not even his. He learned it from our mentor, right? Then the guy looked at me, was shell-shocked. Of course, I've disarmed him. So you need to understand that you can't go wrong with honor. The more the prospect you have, the more you prospect, the more you increase the people you can serve. And the richest man is often the one who serves the highest number of people. So if you hate people, I don't like for people to say no to me. When I go to a party, I'm meeting with people, I'm meeting with everybody. If I see someone that I know the person is going to be tough, I position myself as his younger brother or position myself as his child. I am always asking for favor. Oh, sir, can I be your mentee? Can I be your blah, 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 blah? I mean, sometimes my wife will look at me and say, why? I'm like, that is the key. See, you need to understand the language. Many of you, the world you live in your head is a world that doesn't exist. You need to understand how this world works and deliver on how it works. I mean, I read the story or shared the story, I think it was Mr. Lickett Alder, when he wanted to get the bank or the account of GT Bank way back. He doesn't drink, but the person who will make the approval, Mr. Tayo Adiriyokun, has the club he goes to, and he wears suspenders. So Mr. Lickett will wear suspenders, just like Tayo wears suspenders, go to the same club he used to go to, sit at the bar far away from Tayo, and he will be drinking the exact drink that is very expensive that they drink. Now, for a long time, he will go there, they will go, he will not talk to them, he will not greet them. After a while, the big boy started feeling insulted. Who be this guy that will just come here and will not greet us and is taking our drink? It must be a big fish, right? Many of you want to sit in your house and marketing will come and meet you. It doesn't work that way, right? So he goes there, and one day they walked up to him and they said, who are you? Would like to meet with you? And he said, well, I'm Mr. Lickett Alder. Who are you? And they looked at him to say, you don't know us. Said, well, I'm Tayo Adiriyokun, the MD of, oh, that's a bad brand and blah, blah. I mentioned everything that is wrong with his brand and told him this, if you do this and do this and do this and do this, these are the things that will change. That was how he got the job. The job was close to $1 billion or something way back, right? So the more you prospect, the more you increase the people you can serve, and the richest man is often the one who serves the highest number of people. So what is prospecting? Prospecting is the art of connecting with the people you truly love, discovering their critical needs, and assisting them get the best deal that makes everyone happy. Take that again. Prospecting is the art of connecting with the people you truly love, discovering their critical needs, and assisting them get the best deal that makes everyone happy. Marketing, sales is not talking. It's not presenting, talking. No, it's about understanding their needs. So it's more of listening and asking questions than even talking. You are like a coach guiding them to an end that is beneficial to them. It is the best gymming session you must undergo to earn your 9 packs income. I say that with all sense of humility, right? To earn the income you want to earn, that is what you need to do. You must connect with the people you truly love, discover the critical need, and assist them to get the best deal that makes everyone happy. So prospecting is your access to unlimited wealth. Always, you see, once your paradigm about it changes, you will no longer bother about rejection, right? If you see it as, this is my access to unlimited wealth, then I'll do it every day. So I have mentees, I'm always asking them, how many new people have you met this month? If you are listening to me, every month of your life, you don't have a list of at least 10 new people you have met, then you are unserious with your life. Very, very unserious. As a matter of fact, what you are saying is, I'm going nowhere with my life. If you don't have a list of 10, sometimes I have unreachable mentors that I want to reach, and they look unreachable. You know what I do? I go to their social media line. I begin to post things. I begin to comment. I begin to greet them till they first start by liking my comment. Then they begin to respond to my comment. Then I slide into their DM and we start the conversation. But many people never prospect. Life, you just think life will happen to you. You are praying. You think life will happen. Life doesn't happen like that. You need to, he that ask, receive. He that seek, find. He that knock, the door will be open. If you don't knock, you are not qualified for any door to open. If you don't seek, nothing will be found. If you don't ask, nothing will be given. So it's your access to unlimited wealth. Number 2 is your gateway to ultimate influence and power. Prospecting is your gateway. You want to be influential. You want to chill with the big boys. Prospecting is your gateway. Number 3 is your key to becoming the favorite solution providers to everyone. Everyone I serve, I will ensure that I am your favorite solution provider. So we run a certification program, Family System Engineering certification program, basically the only certification program that combines therapy, coaching, and strategy for family life professionals. Now, you see, one of the things I notice is that when people do certification, once you are done with your certification, that's the end of the day. They don't provide after-sales support. They don't support you. They don't even care whether you practice, you don't practice, you make money, you don't make money. So from the get-go, we said to ourselves, we will provide support for an unlimited time till these people are able to say and produce results with that. And so sometimes they come to me and they say, oh, Praise, I want you to mentor me after class and blah, 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 blah. Then they're asking me, how much will you collect? Honestly, I can collect their money, but I pay it forward. And I said to them, if you have paid about $400,000 to attend my training, then maybe you don't even need to pay anything extra. I'll just provide support for you. And I provide support till they begin to make it, right? So it's a business model I have. You may have something else. But once you appear too desperate to people that all you care about is their money and not the outcome that what you have given to them is producing, you're going to lose them. So I want to be key favorite solution provider to everyone I serve, right? And that's why it's almost tough for any client to drop me. Your prospecting is your passcode to unlimited wealth. It's the school that helps you overcome rejection and survive anywhere you go. If you master prospecting, you will survive anywhere you go. Let them dump you in the middle of the ocean, you will survive. So many of you go to party. You went with a friend. You sat with a friend all through, gisted with a friend. Every party is an opportunity to prospect and to bring new people into your world. But you didn't go with your card. You are not talking to anybody. You see someone that is well-dressed. You can't go to him to say, I like the way you dress. That's part of prospecting, right? People have found husband and wife that way. You go to a place, you see someone, right? A high net worth individual is sitting down. There's a police orderly there. Every other person sits behind them. It's almost as if there's an announcement that says, don't go close to them. Meanwhile, there is no announcement. What will it cost you to walk up? You don't want to be disgraced. The orderly might shove you around, but what if you walk up to them, right? What if you walk up to them? When Dr. Miles Monroe came to Nigeria the first time and I wanted to meet him, I went to do my research about him. Noticed that for the first time that he pastors a church, I didn't know, right? I looked at the church. I asked myself, what is it that they won't have in that church that would interest him? I narrowed it down to a talking drum, 800 naira, bought it, went to stadium. I didn't know anybody. Nobody would give me access to him. You know the way the protocol in Nigeria will do when an HNI comes around to town. But I know that because he schooled in America, he must have American mentality. And I know that the celebs in America, if you shout their name, they'll most likely pay attention to you. So I screamed, Dr. Miles, I have something to give to you. Then he paused and he said, bring that young man. And I presented my talking drum to him. I said, I'm your mentee, blah, 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 blah. So he asked, they take my email address. I just assumed that maybe he won't do anything with it. But guess what? They sent me a mail back, and that was how we started relating, right? There was another time I used to see Sonny Rabo online, and I wanted to really meet him. But I saw his phone number. Many of you see phone numbers, and you assume they will not pick it. It is PA. You are thinking for the prospect. I don't do that. Pick my phone, called him up, and he said, I told him what I do, right? And he said, come to my office. I thought he was just going to interview me. Ask me questions. Then he drove me to AIT, put me on TV. That was my first ever TV interview. Next week, put me on NTA network service. That was how Nigerians knew me. So it is the school that helps you overcome rejection and survive everywhere you go. Prospecting is your disguise exam that qualifies you for access into the life of kings and royalty, right? So I ask a question here. Why do you think you are qualified for unlimited wealth when you have no prospects list that you serve consistently? So you want unlimited wealth, but look at the people you're serving. Some of you are serving the lower class. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of you are serving the middle class. Some of you are serving the upper class. Somehow, I tell people that your goal might be to serve all, but my mantra is I collect money from the rich to serve the poor. My responsibility to the poor is CSR. I've set up an NGO that does that. But for the middle class and the upper class, I charge a fee. I notice that they don't have a problem paying. However, how they pay. So I'm willing to allow you pay over a period of time, no matter what I charge you, right? So you cannot think that you are qualified for limited wealth when you have no prospect list. So if you show me your prospect list, I will tell you what you are trying to sell. So having said that, there are about 4 different levels of prospects that exist that I've discovered in my work. Now, I love this quote by Jeff Brown. It says, there is no easy button in sales. Prospecting is hard, emotionally draining work, and it is the price you have to pay to earn a high income. Now, this is a brutal definition. Prospecting is hard, emotionally draining work, is the price you have to pay to earn a high income. Question: do you want to earn a high income? It's a yes and no answer, right? Can you type your answer in the chat box? Do you want to earn a high income? Yes or no? Can I see your answer? Can I see your answer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, I'm saying yes, Dr. Princess. For sure. Deola is saying for sure. Deola, that's how you feel exam. I say yes or no. Okay, it's fine. Yes, 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 yes. I'm saying yes. Okay, now let me ask you the next question. Do you have a knock, or do you have a monthly target of meeting at least 10 new people who are eligible customers, right? Do you have a knock? Knock is K-N-A-C-K. Okay, Biola, what's your mind? What's your mind? And you have a list of at least, you have a target, you have 10 people that you try to meet every new month, 10 on your list that you try to meet, right? That one, if you have, just type 1. If you don't have, type 0. Type 1 if you have that list. If you don't have, type 0. Let me see. Let me see. So you can see, 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 you can see. Now multiply 0 by the amount you are trying to make. Multiply 0. So if you want to make 1 billion next month, multiply by 0. You will see what your income looks like. Right. Okay. So this is exactly what happens. And this is the reality that many, you'll not get away. Many people want to make money. They want to earn high income, but they are emotional about how they try to make it. They are not willing to do what they need to do, become who they need to become for them to deliver what they want to deliver on. So there are 4 levels of prospects that are found out. Number 1 is the ace. Number 2 is the link. Number 3 is the loop. And number 4 is the fling. Now, let me start with the fling, right? The fling is a one-off prospect. Once in a lifetime, one-off. You do is, for lack of a better word, if I was having this class in a normal class, we call them fuck and go. Right? No emotion, no attachment. They just want the product, no access, nothing, right? So they are the fling. You need to recognize those people. They don't want to build any relationship. They have more, okay, this is what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. I'll pay. In fact, many of them are impulsive buyers. They buy what they don't need just to put it in their house, say, okay, I acquire this, I acquire this. You need to be able to understand those people. It's one-off. If you disturb them afterwards, they may insult you. Number 2 is the loop, right? They need it, but need help like discount or payment plan. You need to recognize them. So they really want it, but they are telling you, you know, I can't afford this now. So your product is 2 million naira. The loop needs it. You can see they need it, but they don't have that money. Now, some of them also, they are not willing to owe you. It's not because they don't want to owe you, but if you are selling in Nigeria, and if they are religious people, they have been wired in their brain to think that having loan or taking a loan or taking what you don't need or paying small, it makes you a servant to the lender or something like that. There's a scripture that pastors have quoted over time. So that is playing in their head. I saw a pastor put something on social media the other day. He says, no matter what you do as a pastor, make sure you don't get a loan for anything. And I smiled because he's speaking as a Nigerian. Abroad, you will need credit to do anything. In fact, your credit is your future because it's a predictor of your behavior with money. So somebody reached him and says, Oga, this law is for Nigeria. It doesn't work out here. You will need credit. So for loops, what you need to do, sometimes I'm working with loops. I know that for some of them, right, I might lose money. So what I do with the loop is, okay, what can you afford right now? Say my product is 1 million. Let's even say the product is worth like 200,000. Let's say my spread is like 1.8 million or something like that. Or let's even say it's 1 million, my spread is, my profit is 1 million. Can you pay 800,000 now? Or what do you say you have? 500. Pay for your 500. Then how convenient it is, would it be for you to pay the rest? How many months would it take you? What can you pay monthly, right? Let me make you laugh. When I got to the US, my first product was $250. And I had a free session, I sold it, and I had 10 conversions. And I was feeling very bad to say, 10, just 10. And my cousin looked at me and said, Praise, you have done very, very, very well. I was shocked. I was feeling very bad. I said, you have done very well. He said, you are just new. You don't know these people. You called the meeting, they came, and you have 10 signups. You have done well. But I noticed that there were other people who were asking for, can we pay small? And I didn't even listen to them, I think except one or two. Until someone called me and said, Praise, in America, have you not seen the buying pattern? That they don't mind for you to be paying $25 every month if you have bought a product of 2.5 million, as long as you are committed to paying. That is the mortgage system. That is, so I learned that, so I changed my pricing model to, you will pay my fee if you take the 10 months, do it. That is the loop. When you offer them a payment plan, and you see, imagine you want to sell to someone and the product is 2 million. And you argue, you must pay your 2 million down, and the person couldn't pay and you lost the person. Compared to, you now have 1,000 people like that person who also can pay 2 million, but they can't pay immediately. And you said to them, why don't you pay $100 every month till you finish paying up? Even if it is 2 years. It means what you have is $100 times 1,000 people every month for like 20 months. That's still a good deal for you. So you need to think very wide. I know if you sell in Nigeria, you might have a problem, but I know that with FlutterWaves, they can install, put their card in and they are directly debited, or they can, you must find a way around it. I know the way it works in America. Now, so that's the loop. Then you have the link. The link is the connector, and they know who needs what. Link, oftentimes, they don't have money, but they have network because they know everybody, With link, you can strike a deal of whatever you bring to me, right? So they can become your affiliate marketers. If you bring something to me, I'll give you 20%. They can get to the point where they say, Praise, 20% is low, 40% is what I want. If it's still a good deal for you, take it. It's better to have 100 links working for you than for you to be facing the market alone. As a matter of fact, the ultimate stage you want to be in sales is where you are now in control of other salespeople and you are doing a payoff for them and you're doing coaching for them, which is what the network marketing companies do. Then the last guy is the ace. The ace is a high net worth person. They do big deals and they are influencers. The ace is about big deals and they are influencers. So the deals like $2 million kind of thing, $10 million, $1 billion, those are the aces. Now for aces, you must find a way to solve a problem for them and show that your solution works. Aces don't deal with rhetoric. They deal with functionality, practicality. How does this solve problems immediately, right? If you can show them, and for me, I would tell them, sir, you don't have to pay me yet until the works don't pay. When I take that stance, I realize that sometimes I even do their jobs for free because I know that they have people they can recommend me to. So I did a job for free for some guy, in Nigeria, and now everywhere I go, if I'm going to the UK, he calls people. Price is coming. I need him to speak here. I need him to speak here. If I'm going to the US, if I land in New York, he's going to get people to pick me up, and house me and take care of me, give me a car and get someone to drive me around, because of what I have done for him. He's an ace, right? But, initially he was telling me, Praise, you don't want to work for me because I can't pay. I said, no, sir, you have not called me. So he said, come and do this. I did it for free. I didn't, but now he pays for almost everything I do. So who are the aces in your life? Who are the links in your life? Who are the loops in your life? Who are the things? Never, ever, ever waste a contact. That is the moral lesson of these 4 levels. Now, having said that, what are my recommendations for you this week? I hope you are learning. Okay, if you are learning, can you type yes? If you are getting something today, can you type yes? What are my recommendations for you? Number one, and I need you to take this action seriously. I never take any lessons without making recommendations. 1, make every day a prospecting journey and ensure you consistently meet new people. I study marketing models and sales model. Maybe one day in this meeting, I'm going to teach you. I studied because I wanted to know how Winners Chapel was growing. So I saw their sales model, I observed it, and I built a flowchart around it. Someday I'm going to show you, and it will make you laugh. But Bishop Oyedepo is one of the top salesperson in Nigeria that I know. He's a super sales guy, right? Maybe one day I'll show you the flowchart I built around how they sell. So number 1, make everyday prospects journey and ensure you consistently meet new people, right? Make that your default everywhere you go. Number 2, listen to their critical needs, right? And ensure you ask the right question to know their true needs, right? I can make your life better. That's what I do. How can you make my life better? What is the critical area of your life that you have tried everything and it's not working? And it tells you it's my relationship with my children. Oh, okay, your relationship with your children. Okay, so can you tell me what exactly the problem is and why you think that problem exists? Now it's telling me blah, 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 blah. So what have you done so far to be able to resolve this? Tells me what he has done and blah, 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 blah. So then I begin to get into expanded awareness session, take him to the direction he has never seen before. Because I know from everything he said, as long as it's behavioral, it's tied to his interpretation system. Once I can install a new interpretation system, his reality will change. I know that for sure, right? And I know how to put people in a state of being to attract whatever they want to attract. Now, so listen to their critical need and go and practice this week and come back with your feedback or feed forward next week. Number 3, keep a prospects journal and regularly update your journal, your list. Keep a prospect journal. As a matter of fact, next week, I'm going to ask you, what are your prospects journal? I have a prospects journal. I have my mayor on the list of my prospect journal. I've sent him mails every week now, right? All the members of the council in Ivan, I have their email address. I'm sending a mail. One of them has responded last week, right? So you need to have a prospect journal regularly update. There is no point having on your phone list, Taiba, Alasun, Alata. Who are your prospects, right? You need to keep a journal. Number 4, categorize your prospect based on their core needs. Categorize them based on their core needs. Are they loops? Are they aces? Right? Are they flings? You need to categorize them. And number 5, service your prospect with freebies that keeps you consistently in their space, right? Freebies. What are the freebies you want to give that at least puts you on their radar? We call freebies signal products. You want to sell it out and make people experience it. So just say, you know what? I'm giving you this for free. Sometimes there are courses on my website that is free. I just say, okay, experience this. It's for free. But once you experience it, you know how good I am. You want to call me back to do stuff for you. So, and not everyone, however, needs freebies. Some of them have money to pay, so there's no point. Number 6, find out how you can support them resolve their most critical need. Sometimes they would, that's why if you look at the Igbo boy, you want to buy Samsung TV, you go to the Igbo boy store. If the Igbo boy doesn't have Samsung TV, what he has is LG. He's going to pitch LG to you. He's going to tell you why you need to buy LG. If you are a smart person who knows exactly what you want and you insist on buying Samsung, he's going to tell you it's available in the other store. And he's going to take you to that store. He's going to act like the owner of that store. Everybody around him will become his boy. It's going to make you buy there, give you drink and stuff, and by the time you are paid, he comes back to collect his whatever. The Igbo boy never loses money, right? So find out how you can support them to resolve their most critical needs. Very important. Number 7, figure out what is standing in their way to achieving the desired result. Tade talks about handling objection, right? Don't fight with them. Don't argue with the customer. Agree with the customer, but isolate their objection. Yes, this is why I can't pay for this right now. I have a lot of money next. So what will it cost if you don't pay for this right now? What's it already costing you? Right? So is it that you can't pay or you are looking for ease of payment? Now you have introduced something new. Okay, is there another option of getting ease of payment? So what can you afford to pay monthly, and how long will you be willing to pay monthly for you? Because if they already have a system in the US that makes them pay back mortgage for 25 years, how much can they owe you? 2 years, you can give you 2 years, I don't mind, right? Because they know they can also default. Once they put in their card, they can't default. So you need to figure out what is standing in their way to achieving the desired result. Sometimes I'm even willing to make you experience 1 month for free, just to prove to you that, you know what, I'm willing to help you, right? I will activate the guilt in you and you'll pay for it eventually. Number 8, focus their mind on the pleasure that comes with getting the result. So imagine what will happen if you truly get this result. What will be the effect on your family? So you need to activate what they truly love. What will be the effect on your 5-year-old baby who looks up to daddy? How will he feel about you if you're able to attain this result? He looks and say, wow, what will be the effect on your ability to travel around the world? He wants to travel around the world. What will be the impact on your loved ones? He looks at it and says, what about your old mother? What about if you're able to do this and you build a house as a nice birthday gift, right? Focus their mind on the pleasure that comes with getting the result. But please, I must say this. Never sell a product that doesn't work. Don't exaggerate, because that's another problem. People exaggerate, especially for those of you who are selling courses. I mean, I see people tell people that if you come to my class in one day class, you will earn, your income will change your income. It's not true. It's not true. What you can do in one day, you can't even change mindset in one day. It's not possible, right? I do accelerated transformation, right? And I know. So when people say, oh, come for this 1 day class and your income will change immediately. No, the best you can do in 1 day is motivation and maybe troubleshooting, right? So don't promise, don't lie to your people in your bid to sell, right? Don't lie. Make sure that the product is authentic and it can deliver on promise. Number 9, show them the various options available to getting the desired result and get them to thank you. Always, all the time, I always want my clients to say thank you to me. I always want them to say thank you, right? And so I will not withhold the well. Honestly, most of the time when we do free stuff, my team tells me, Praise, you give out too much. You give out too much. You should make them pay for this. I said, well, we've said it's free. So I am responsible to my conscience. I want to finish this class and go back and I hear a voice say to me, Praise, you've done very well. I don't want to hear that voice that say, you should change them because they're not paying for this class. No, make sure that you are a man of integrity and your product actually will deliver what it says it can deliver on. So show them the various options available to get the desires and get them to thank you. I will end again with Brian Tracy. It says, keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. That's how you will measure your growth. Keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. Thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful. I will see you next week when Steve Harris comes to take over. If you have any question, I will take your question. But in the absence of that, over to you, Madam Ayodeji. Lauren.
Thank you so much, PF. Whoa, that's just been a mind-blowing session. And as we're talking, PF, in my mind, I said, I know what my next session review is going to be like. I'm already prepping because I know the questions you're going to ask me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For me, I'm taking away, prospecting in a new dimension today. Yes, it may seem hard, it may seem draining, but the truth is, it's that price we have to pay. If we really, really, really want, that kind of money that we want to live, that kind of life we really, really desire, we can't take prospecting out of our to-do. We can't take that out of it. Thank you so much, PF. I think we have someone's hands up. Tender Amaka, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Amaka?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, please, it's actually not a question. My network was misbehaving, so I actually need recorded session of it. Is it possible? To get it for?
It's on a Praise Forward Live YouTube channel. So if you go there, it's there. Yes, all our recording goes there each time we have sessions as this.
Okay, it's actually my first time here.
You're welcome, Amaka.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So glad to have you. So if you go to Praise Forward Live, Praise Forward Live.
Okay.
Yes, on YouTube, it's there. I hope you got that. Praise.
Yes.
Praise as in praise. Then FOWOWE. Live.
Live. Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
LIVE. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Layefa. Yes, the YouTube channel is there. You're welcome. So glad to have you, Tenda Amaka. Thank you so much for being a part of today's session. And it happens every week. So we hope to see you back here next week.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, 2 p.m. every week. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, do we have any other person who has a question to ask? I'll just wait for like 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, Adjola, please. If you have anything to say, please unmute yourself and speak forth.
Okay, hello everyone. Hi, PF. I was just, as I was listening to PF speak and all those questions he was asking, I was saying to myself, I think, in my own case, I've gotten a bit more comfortable because I have funds coming from so many places.
I think Diola's
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No. Okay.
I can hear.
Okay. So I got a bit comfortable in my own, I think initially I got a bit comfortable with some of it without knowing it because, there's funds coming from other places. And just a couple of weeks ago, I started to say to myself, okay, I need to do a bit more prospecting and speaking to people, which I started doing. And it's amazing how really the truth is people are actually waiting for our support. And like PF said about if you switch the roles by not thinking that people are helping you and you are the one helping people, the way you speak to them will be different. Because now it's not about me, but it's more about you. So for me, I think this just kind of plastered that in my heart more. So thank you for saying it today.
Thank you so much, Diola. Thank you. Any other question or thoughts or addition, subtraction before we wrap up what we have to do today? Okay, so I think we're good. So thank you so much for joining us today. We believe you've had a good time with us and would like to even know how you found the session. I know quite a number of us have gone into the chat room, to tell us how it was. Thank you, PF. Fantastic, awesome, great. Yes, please would like you to still go in there and share with us how you found the session. And if this place looks like a place you want to hang out every week, please do so. And also invite other people that you know have the Savior's DNA in them. Please would, appreciate you. Get more people in here to be a part of all you are, being exposed to. Our meetings are about impact, and we expect you to go out there and practicalize all you've learned. So now we've been given some to-do lists, I hope we were able to capture the things we expected to do in the next 1 week. I hope we're able to do that so that we can practicalize all we've learned and come back here to share results. The truth is, when we take actions, the results will definitely show at the end of the day. The House of Savior is a flagship project of Praise Forward Research, LLC, USA. And while we don't levy anyone, we appreciate your support to encourage, what we are doing. And we'll be showing the account numbers you can pay into if you would like to be a part of that which is going on in here. So we have the PayPal account, the Zelle, the Interact, the Flutterwave, and for the bank transfer, we have Praise Forward International, Zenith Bank, 10149270099. Please screen grab this so that when you need to do anything, to give towards that which you are doing, you can easily, do it through any of these account details. So, as we usually end our meetings, we take our creed. And